All right, everyone. We're constantly admonished to think of the children. Think of the children. If you don't go to war with this other country, kids will die. Kids will be harmed. Oh my God. If we don't stop them over there, we're going to have to stop them over here. It's going to be a real big problem. Link in the description, archived, of course. This pissed me off this morning. Where is the think of the children mentality when children are actually being goddamn victimized? Charlotte, North Carolina. Cartels are trafficking thousands, literally thousands of children here, and nothing really is being done about it. It means absolutely nothing to them. Politicians will always tell you to think of the children when they want some bill passed or something like that that has nothing to do with actually protecting children, by the way. So the Patriot Act. Oh, yeah, it's real patriotic. Made a whole lot of sense at the time to people that were, inbred or something like that. You look at over and over again bills that are being passed that are basically think of the children bills, but nothing ever has anything to do with protecting children. When they're being openly goddamn trafficked, you've got 10-year-olds that are being prostituted right now. Nobody's doing jack shit. And it took them, months actually to figure out that this was happening, which doesn't surprise me at all, considering that it's the US government involved. Dude, some private YouTuber is going to be more effective at hunting down a pedophile than the US government is. Has this ever struck you as strange, by the way? You've got multiple channels just on YouTube, let alone the greater internet, that are specifically designed to confront people that are trying to fuck kids. How is it that they, with no budget, other than, they have a phone or something like that, with virtually no backing whatsoever, they're doing a better job than the fucking US government at protecting kids? Like going after traffickers, going after, lay pedophiles and stuff like that. It's always struck me as a little bit inexplicable because it doesn't really make any sense. You would think when you have billions of dollars in your budget, you would think you'd probably do a better job. No, it's a bunch of YouTubers and shit. Like, I'm more likely to catch a pedophile than an FBI agent. Does this make sense to you? It doesn't make any sense to me. Just saying. These people are fucking nuts. They're fucking crazy. Think of the children. Except when they're actually being victimized. Then you can forget about them. That's perfectly fine. Having been victimized myself, actually, in my past, this is a little bit of a personal issue for me. I would like it if the government would protect kids. I would like it if they actually gave a damn about them. Instead, it seems more like they simply want to raise them up to be soldiers or something like that, or to go into the 9 to 5 grind, and then they just forget about them. All of a sudden, they're worthless. They don't give a shit about them anymore. They give a shit about the children if they can make a political message with regards to them. They care about them to the extent that they're willing to pretend to give a shit about the kids. The same ones that you locked down and, we'll get into that in a moment. The same ones that you locked down, you pretend to give a crap about them, but you don't really care. You don't give a shit. The government, and this is not the Trump administration, this is the Biden administration. Be clear. Trump is doing a bit better. He is going after the cartels. He is going after the traffickers, so I respect him for that. He's doing a reasonably good job. The former administration, though, didn't give a crap. No, if anything, all they did was tell little Jimmy and Sally, you're not allowed to go and see your friends. No, you have to stay at home all day. You're not allowed to get any exercise because somehow this is healthy for you. Keep you from dying, I guess, or something like that. It's a pile of bullshit. It made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Those of us who spoke out against it, we were banned off of the goddamn internet. People were banning us for telling people the objective truth. We said, this is a bad idea. It's not going to save any lives. If anything, it's probably going to take some lives. Those kids, I want all of Gen Alpha to know this. Your own friendly Six Hexenhammer stood against that bullshit from day goddamn fucking one. Do not shoot me when you go on your wild killing spree. Okay? If you see the Rutland pirate, just know that I was not involved with that bullshit. I had to remove, videos that totaled over 10 million views off of YouTube just to persist on the platform in order to actually speak my mind. This was a thing for a while. It was really, really detrimental to a lot of content creators. We were told we're not allowed to tell you the truth. Truth was verboten. Truth was not allowed to be said. Now, you talk about thinking of the children. Meanwhile, there are thousands of them being prostituted just in Charlotte. Can you imagine? Let's extrapolate this to a larger dynamic. Charlotte, North Carolina is a reasonably sized city, okay? You've got thousands of cases of human trafficking there involving children. How many do you believe are therefore being trafficked in other cities in the United States? How many in New York? How many in Los Angeles? How many in San Diego or Chicago or Boston or Portland? All of these other large cities or Detroit. You're probably talking about the millions. Millions of kids being prostituted? Meanwhile, when I'm supposed to think of the children, I'm supposed to support some random bill that's been passed through Congress? Yeah, the Patriot Act 2.0. This time it's even more patriotic. Yeah, because we're going to disarm you even more and spy on you a little bit more. That's not taking care of the kids. That's not thinking of the children. Thinking of the children is realizing there is human suffering out there. Children are being literally prostituted to grown-ass adults, mainly female, although sometimes it's gay. The millions of them. What are we doing for our kids? Politicians apparently don't give a shit about them because they're not doing anything about the situation. We need to apparently do it ourselves. Apparently, we need to go full vigilante mode or something like that because that's probably the only way that this problem gets solved. Personally, I believe the kids should be left alone. A kid should go outside, play, go to school, eat a good meal, and then go to sleep. That's basically the function of a kid. Learn, play, get strong and stuff like that, of course. They should not be prostituted. I know that the left believes that they should, because they want to read them sphincterbation books and stuff like that. Most normal people, though, do not believe in victimizing children. Again, the government is not really doing anything about it. The Trump administration is tackling the human trafficking. So again, credit where credit is due. But it's not enough. Unfortunately, if anything, when people say, well, Donald Trump, he's going in dry. It's excessive. No, it's not excessive. It's actually the opposite. You don't realize how bad this problem is. We're talking about Charlotte, North Carolina here. This is not a major U.S. city. This is a relatively small city. You can talk about New York, Los Angeles, and Portland, and places like that, Chicago. Those are big cities. Charlotte is not a big city. So why do you have such a massive human trafficking problem in a relatively small urban location? Why is this happening? And what is going to be done about it is the second question. My understanding is the Trump administration is going to go after the traffickers. Good. Meanwhile, a lot of people will try to stand in his way. He's got court decisions against him, trying to stop him from preventing kids from being molested. Are you fucking crazy? And by the way, this is gonna go over real well, by the way, in the midterms, just saying. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. So far, I have failed. That's about all. Peace out.